There's this YouTube video that I watched. The first time I watched it was beginning of February. They did a pair of trousers and a corset type top. They were a matching kind of combination in a blue plaid color, which is great. It was really lovely. And that made me think, I want to do that. I decided that I wanted to do the matching, like the set, in a pair of trousers and a corseted top. But I decided that I wanted to do it in a pinstripe, a stretch suiting, I believe. And then I also saw this really dark brown that I wanted to use. And I ended up getting 5 yards of the pinstripe and I think 4 yards of the really deep dark chocolatey brown color. And now I'm torn. I got enough of this fabric to do both the trousers and the corseted top. But I also bought a pattern for it said Edwardian doublet, but it's just a vest. And so my thought was, with the brown material, that I could do a vest with that. But now I don't know what I want to be what, because by the time that you're seeing this, it's already been decided. It's already done. But I have not. Right now, me doesn't know. Future me knows. You, in fact, will know in just a couple of clicks of a button, but this me doesn't know, so I'm trying to decide. Now, both of these are suiting, like stretch suiting fabrics. This is the brown. It is a kind of hefty, very slight stretch, a little bit. Major brown stretch polyester suiting brown, 4 yards. And then the pinstripe. I think on the website it said taupe and purple, but looking at it, I disagree. It's not, the pinstripe is not purple. And it looks how it did on the website. I just want to have a word with the person who does colors on the website. But this is it said it is a taupe and purple pinstripe. This is more of a pink, if you ask me, but it looks... So I have 5 yards of this. This one feels a lot more stretchy. The trousers and the corseted top, I will be using this, the pinstripe. For the corseted top, with the pinstripe, I might want to pattern match because I can. And I really, ooh, it's so crisp when the lines just it's beautiful. This may have been a bit ambitious. Not only is this fabric pinstripe and suiting, it is a stretchy suiting. And as something is a corseted top or a bodice, grain line is important. Biggest issue that I'm having with this, not the biggest issue, the biggest issue I'm having with this is all of it. On a typical non-stretchy material, the bias is going to be the most stretchy one, and the stretchier parts are the ones that you're going to want to go around certain curves and to give you the desired looks. So it's going to make pattern matching more difficult. I don't hate it. It worked out a little bit better on some of the seams than other ones. With the backs, this seam right here is lining up very well. I do just have it pinned together. This is the center back, this is the side back. So these are parts that would go on my right side. The pattern is not matching remotely for this, and I think it's because for the grain line, it's supposed to be placed on the fabric like this, with the grain line going up and down like this. But this piece doesn't necessarily sit like this on the body, or even in conjunction with the other pieces. It sits like this. Pieces that I wanted to match the most were the very front pieces and the very back pieces, and everything else is kind of like, it would be great if I could get every single piece to match perfectly, but these are the ones that are the most understandable to me in my eyes if they don't match exactly. So yay, these pieces more or less match. Like I said, it's not gonna look ideal until I've pinned everything in place, but yay, all of that looks great, awesome, amazing, until you get the issue. And this is how it would look. See, the back looks great, and then like if you just hold all of these pieces like straight, like if it were a skirt or something, if you held it straight like this, these two pieces absolutely do not match. I kind of think this is as good as I'm gonna get. So the next step is to sew everything together. The lining material that I have is not stretchy. It has zero stretch. This has zero give. And this is gonna be the lining. I just realized that I don't have to rotate the whole thing. Just switched up which one was going on. So this belongs on the right side, and this one belongs on the left side. So yeah, I'm gonna try and be a little bit easier on myself. Hold on. I put in 2 boning channels on each side, and then I also put in some interfacing right here. This is where the grommets are gonna go. So once I flip it inside out, I'll be able to start putting the grommets in. And this is the lining, this is the boning channel, this is the corresponding bone. I do still need to file down the edges, kind of round them off so that I'm not dealing with that. But basically, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, the corresponding one. A couple things came in, which is great. First thing that came in, more zippers. Yay, zippers. A couple of different options. I have the pale pink and I have the kind of taupey color. These aren't quite as short as I had wanted them. I wanted a 14-inch zipper. This is a 16-inch. This will probably work a little bit better, just to give myself a little bit more room to work with. It's a separating zipper, which is what I want, because the back is going to be laced up. The more inconvenient or the more time I have to spend getting something on, the less likely I am going to be to wear it. And I've spent so much time and effort on a bunch of things that I have made that I already don't wear often enough, that I want to, going forward, I would prefer if more clothes that I make are wearable. I have decided I'm going to add another bone right here. So right now I have 2 on each side. This is just 1/2. So I have 1 here. Have 1 right here. right here. And then the other one currently is just on the very back. I do believe the placement for the last one on this side is going to be right here. So it'll be on other side of the eyelets. We'll just do like a flat line, like a top stitch on all of the bottom sections and the back center edge right here. And then I will go ahead and fold and, well, pin of course, but fold and sew along the top so that the top is finished. And then I'll go ahead and place the zipper on the center front. I have marked out where I want the grommets to go. Yeah, that should be fine. Huge smash, but all right, one down, 15 more to go. This took me way too long, but I'm halfway done. There we are, all 16 of them are finished. Finish up the edges here. I've gone ahead and pinned the zipper in place, so really all I have left to do is to sew the zipper in place and then cut it to match, and then we will try it on. Okay, like that. See, it doesn't line up. And the problem with this being so gapey is that this is already as together as it's gonna be, so it's too big. This is the pattern for this. Oh god, that's heavy. The brown fabric. I want the colors to coordinate with the corseted top and trousers that I'm doing. I don't want it to necessarily match, but I want it to coordinate. Vest, waistcoat, doublet, whatever you want to call it. I got it all cut out and prepared to take with me on the trip, and then it came to my attention that the place I will be staying does not have a sewing machine. So I've decided what I'm going to do with everything that I've been working on is I'm just going to package everything up kind of like this. So I have basically the shell of this done. This is what I have so far. I'm still trying to figure out what the point of this back belt is supposed to be. According to the directions, I'm supposed to do every other piece before I connect the shoulder pieces, which I don't particularly like doing, but I'm also supposed to do the lining before I do any of that. Kind of makes sense the way that it's all set up so far. I'm really hoping it works. So what I'm going to do really quick is basically try it on and see if I even like the way it fits. Of course, this armhole is going to be a little bit smaller. That's fine. This is just a rough. Oh. Good thing I'm figuring this out. So I think what I might do, yeah, okay, so I'm already getting an idea. It's the pattern. You see on here how it is, okay, so this is the front part and this is the back. So you're supposed to go in between. I don't really like how this is so short and then it immediately goes down to longer parts. Mostly, I don't like that is on the seams right here. I'm going to go ahead and rip those. Cut out another piece that is a bit of a transitional piece, so a piece that will make the line from here to here look a little bit less drastic. I still have a lot of that brown, so it should be fine. It's just making up these pieces and then remembering what I do to make these pieces so that I can replicate that on the lining when I eventually get it. I have to add that piece to kind of widen this because I want this to fit properly. So I have decided I'm going to go ahead and grab some paper, maybe some tissue paper, and do a connective bit right here before I bother with the lining. I take it back. I'm not creating my own pattern piece because that was looking real dumb. I'm just going to go ahead and use one of the fabric pieces as the pattern, and I'm going to elongate it a bit and kind of bring it out in spots that I think would be best. The lining for the vest fabric is on the lighter side, and I know that the material that I'm using for the main fabric is very deep chocolate brown, but there were a couple of different materials that I was seeing that had like statues and like busts on them, and that just stuck in my head. Initially I wanted like a purple or a pink, like with a lighter background or whatever, but then the like statue or the bust would be in like a purple or a pink. I opted for this. I got 2 yards because it's deadstock fabric. Sky blue busts of antiquity. It's a cotton poplin stretch material. Wow. Isn't that cute? All of the pieces have been cut out and pinned together for the lining, and I just need to sew them all together, and then I'll be able to attach the lining to the outer fabric, the shell if you will. I'm so excited about this. I did just swap over to white thread on the machine, so I'll go ahead and do that real quick and then be back. So I have a couple of pinned parts right up here. This is the neckline, these are shoulders, this is the front, well this is another shoulder, and this is the front portion. I think I'm gonna put some interfacing in here, some stiffener, so that I can go ahead and also put buttons. This is what we're working on right now. I'm excited to get it finished. I don't know. Like it's really tight around my arms, so it comes right up under my arm. But at the same time, I feel like this is probably going to be the best fit that I've had on the shoulders and the arms. I have decided that it is just going to be a single row of buttons. Right. At least one of these buttonholes looks a little janky, but it's fine because it's doing its job. Hey. I like it. indeed. Done. Trousers. High-waisted pants. Really like the design of the trousers I did for Beetlejuice review that I did. But as I stated a couple of times in that review, I had not left myself very much room because I was supposed to add seam allowance, and I did to parts of it but not the whole thing, so I'm hoping that I will rectify that. They have this very interesting waistband, and they have a rather normal back, but then they also have ties on the sides. So this one is the pattern I will be using. This is the waistband. This is the front waistband. I have the back waistband done. I am going to go ahead and I've been saying flatline, but I've been using flatline and top stitch interchangeably. I'm just going to go ahead and go on top of all of this to kind of keep it flat, make it look nice, professional maybe. Once I'm done with that, I will go ahead and attach both of the waistbands to the... No, I think what's going to happen once I'm finished with the waistbands is I'm going to go ahead and do the grommets on both sides of each of the waistbands. I'll finish putting together the trousers and then I'll attach it there and then it'll be done. So in theory it should only be like another couple of hours. Something I didn't think about. I don't know if I have zippers that are the correct color for these. I've top stitched the entirety of both parts of the waistband. I have put together the legs, which is awesome. I tried the legs on last night and I don't need to add zippers, which is great. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure, mark, and place the grommets so that I can go ahead and add the waistband parts to the trousers, and once I'm done with those things, they will be done. Look how big these trouser legs are gonna be. This is awesome. There are two of them, so they're like huge. This is the bottom part of, this is where my foot would come out. I'm so happy. I'm looking forward to these a lot. I believe I'm gonna do 4 sets on each side, so that's gonna be a total of 16 that I need, and I think I have a whole additional packet in my stash. So happy they're done. Reveal time. Let's start with pants. Sometimes I bring it around. It's kind of a belt situation. Yeah. It's the piece that doesn't match anything. Whew. I did way too much with this second part. Doesn't really fit anymore. I started this, oh boy, when did I start working on this? I started it when I was started working on this in, I think, beginning of 2024, I think? I don't know. I don't remember when I started working on this. All I know is that I have had to adjust and readjust things a couple of times. I still really like this fabric, and I'm upset that I used it on something like this, because this is probably something I'm not going to wear again. Thing number 3, when I started working on this, the intention was for this corseted top for me to be able to wear it, for it to be so well fitting and so, not perfectly fitting, but so well fitting that I didn't need to wear anything under it. That's not the case. I tried it on semi recently because I just had a couple of things to finish, and I'm just like, I'm getting this done. This is going to be done. And I tried it on because I needed to take in some spots, because you know, you lose weight in certain places. It's not all uniform, unfortunately. And I had to take in a good 2 inches on each side of just like my bust. The rest of it was fine. I like it as a concept. The trousers I like. I do remember when I tried them on the first time after I made them, I was like, ooh, they're a little spacious. I don't need to add the zippers. And I didn't. And then I pulled them on while I was trying on the whole outfit, and I was like, am I going to be able to get them up? Because it's been a bit. So I like it. I probably would have liked it more for it to have been done a month after I started, but what are we gonna do? You know, what do? But yeah, this I don't like the waistcoat, and I'm kind of annoyed at myself that of all of the waistcoats I've made, I think on this channel alone, in the last however many years that I've been doing these videos on and off, I have done 3, I think, vests or waistcoats. 4. Shit. And that's too many for someone who's no longer really in their, you know, vest era. I like vests still, I just don't ever wear them. I like it. I'm just mad that I don't have anywhere to wear it. Yeah, so it wasn't bad. I just took a long time to finally get it finished. So the enthusiasm that I had for it kind of died out before I was done with the project, which is upsetting on many levels. Have a couple of ideas of what the next video is going to be, but I can't remember which ones are done and which ones still need work, so I don't know in what order everything will be posted. Anyway, bye.